Now, real quickly, I want to take a look at, there's been a lot of talk this whole weekend about this Hamilton thing. And I think one aspect of this is being missed. Besides the fact that Pence paid $1,700 to go to this stupid thing, and besides the fact that these people lectured him on diversity, even though they're the ones who put out the casting call that said no whites need apply to play the founding fathers, they lecture us on diversity. The other part of this is the fact that Hamilton was the most statist of all the founders. This is a guy who pushed central banks, who did. We'll be right back. As we went to the break, I was talking about this editorial that's on LouRockwell.com by Thomas DiLorenzo. And he says, yeah, Gary North looked at this and said, you know, Mike Pence got what he deserved when he paid $1,700 to go there and be lectured by these people who are based this, who've done a play about the most statist of the founding fathers, did it by excluding all white people, except for the king, who's the villain. Okay, no other white people need apply. But he goes on to talk about Alexander Hamilton, and we should understand that he is not somebody we should admire. And this is what DiLorenzo said. He said, Hamilton was a founding father of corrupt crony capitalism. He was funded by a crooked central bank exclusively for the benefit of the one-percenters of his day. He stood for everything the Trump campaign stood against. Hamilton was a consummate statist, an imperialist, a political water boy for big business interests of New York, Philadelphia, and Boston. In other words, the Federalists of the time, who wanted to essentially establish the rotten, corrupt, imperialist, British mercantilist system in America. And of course, it was the multinational capitalism, the globalist elite of its day. Okay? He also was a founding father who denounced the Constitution as a frail and worthless fabric. Why? Because it imposed limits on governmental power. Of course, that would be the person that the left would celebrate. And of course, they would do it in the most racist way possible. And you've got people like Howard Dean, who is now campaigning to become the new DNC chair, calling not only Donald Trump, but now Stephen Bannon a Nazi. Okay, so you keep seeing this over and over again. Meanwhile, Bernie Sanders has this to say. He said, Democrats must move beyond the identity politics that they've been playing. He said this yesterday on one of the Sunday shows. He said the Democrats must move beyond identity politics to connect with a larger share of the voting public. He said it's not good enough to say to someone, I'm a woman, vote for me. It's not good enough. And of course, that's what Hillary was all about. Remember, we looked at the Newsweek commemorative edition? It was Madam President, not President Clinton, but Madam President. And all they had to say in there was, she's a woman, and Donald Trump and anybody who opposes her is a misogynist. On and on and on. He said, however, this is Bernie Sanders talking. He said, what we need is a woman who has the guts to stand up to Wall Street and insurance companies, et cetera. Yeah, we've seen that with Margaret Thatcher. You know, conservatives cheered Margaret Thatcher. Why? Because she had a spine, because she was right on the issues. Hillary Clinton had none of those. She didn't have a spine. She couldn't even stand up without somebody lifting her up physically on her own for very long. He said the working class of this country is being decimated, and that's why Donald Trump won. This is Bernie Sanders again. He said what we need now are real candidates to stand with working people who understand that real median family income has gone down. And we need to understand why that is. We need to understand that the socialism that Sanders has endorsed is a big part of that. But he's rejecting the identity politics. He says, I come from white working class. I'm deeply humiliated. The Democrat Party can't talk to people where Bernie Sanders came from. That's right. Join us tonight for the InfoWars Nightly News. I'll be hosting.
It's Black Friday week, a chance to get amazing, one-of-a-kind, game-changing products that also support our fight against the New World Order at 360 Win. At InfoWarsStore.com or InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. And again, thank you for funding the true tip of the spear and the fight for human liberty. We could not have done it without you, and I want to salute you for your support, your prayers, the action you've taken. Every race, color, and creed, we are all red-blooded humans together, and I love you.